Happy Thursday, everyone. I hope you are a little warmer than we are here in Wisconsin. It's going to be freezing. What is it right now? It was nice yesterday, but not today. It got yucky yesterday, I think. So I feel really excited. I'm getting ready to go to road to California. So I'm, trying to work like a crazy woman here. But it's kind of fun because I'm getting some stuff. The projects that I do, like for the wool boxes and stuff, they're not as hard. Like Fresh Cut Garden was pretty intense. So the Serenity blocks are pretty easy. So I've already got 3 of them done already. So I'm pretty excited about that. So just FYI, our wool box projects are a lot easier than they were in the past, or the past 2 years. So it hasn't, I'm going to be done with this thing this year, put it that way. And then I just want to bring to attention, if you did not see the video on Bernina Barb's coat class and seen all the beautiful quilted coats that the ladies did there this last week, they were so much fun. I got to hang out with them a little bit, and we did some after hours sneaking around in the warehouse because I needed some threads. So make sure you leave us some comments today. That's how we pick winners for each of our episodes here. But we got, again, lots to talk about. And look at this. I actually have a form now I'm going to fill out every live. All right. So I'm not just winging it off the cuff. Did you know I do that? I just, 5 minutes before I sit down, and I just like, and last week when I was an hour and a half and all my girls are like, get on with it. Get on with it. So I promised them it won't be over an hour today. Should I just keep rambling on? But please, questions in the comments. That's the girls are all monitoring it. I am here today with Kaylee and Heidi, and where'd Jess go? She's around. Yeah, we'll hear her come in. Click, 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 click. Okay, so I'm going to go through some announcements here. Okay, book of announcements. All right, let's quick go through these. All right, Kaylee. Rug Hooking Club is the first one we're going to just go through while you're all jumping on. We just get the announcements out of the way. I know you probably love this as much as I do, but it's just things we got to let people know that we have all this fun stuff going on. So January 19th, which is on a Sunday, so I don't get to do that one because that's the day I leave for road to California. But I will probably be able to make all the other ones, it looks like. So if you love to rug hook, or if you want to spend the day just stitching away, there is lots of that going on, and meals are provided for you that day, a lunch, and then you just come and you hook or punch or do whatever you want to do. And that's what Susie, and she can help you with any of your projects because she's a McGowan certified rug hooker. Then we have Stitchers Gathering. And this is Joanne's group. And I just want to point out that we're supposed to have like record lows on Monday. Is that when she's in here?
Yeah, so you're saying you don't want to go skiing?
Yeah, right. No skiing in Bazero. Bazero. Below 0 is not skiing weather. So there might be a cancellation on this one on the 20th if the weather is nasty. So just look for our emails on the gatherings page, or Joanne might let everybody know how that is. And if you've already paid for it and it's weather related, we will just move it over. That's how we do it around here. All right, then we have Sit and Stitch, which is January 28th and 21st, 28th and 29th. Stitchers, Sit and Stitch, Kaylee. You don't have that one? It's an old one.
Well, that's the one we deleted on accident.
Yeah. Oh, we deleted on accident. Oops. All right. So it is pretty though. So the 21st, that one, and 28th and 29th. Then we also have Wool Club, which is January 22nd this month. And then the next coat class will be February 20. Oh, no, sorry. This is Bernina Education.
Before we go on to the actual classes, I will point out that there is also Cross Stitch Club, and then what's Featherweight that I don't have
flyers ready
yet,
for, but look on our events calendar for those. Those will be there. Heidi's just in the middle of revamping every flyer that she's already done.
Yes.
And it's just a fun job, right? So these things, so Barbara's having a Bernina educational event. She already had the January 16th one. So the next one that is up is February 20th, and it's in the hoop. And you're going to be making a bag with that one. And then we have Winter Sip, Sew, Shop, and Stay. This is January 24th and the 25th. That's an overnight. I will not be there. Have fun without me. I heard it's almost full anyways. And then we have Love Is All You Need, which is Saturday the 8th, and that's Wool Project. I will be stitching on that this weekend. It's fabulous. You're going to love the project, Woolies. And then Quilt One is on February 10th, and you're going to absolutely love that one too. It's called All My Love, and I'll show it to you soon. It's done though, not quilted, done. All right, then Cabin Fever Retreat, Monday, March 3rd through the 7th. Again, lots of fun there, all the details. We also have Quilter's Adventure, and that is the Scotland trip in November. That one is over half full. I think we have 20 people already signed up for it, so we only have 10 spots left. So if you want to hang out with us and go on a fun excursion, all the information is there, or go to crafttours.com and see all that you need there. There's way more details there for everything. And then early 2026, Edita Sitar and I are going to be teaching on a cruise leaving from Galveston, Texas. And we are going to go to Roatan, Honduras, and 2 stops in Mexico. So that's fun trip there as well. And then we have the coat class. The next coat class is coming July 11th. So that's a long time away in my world, but it'll be here before we know it. Right? Okay, so that's the book of announcements. We're through that. So I will just remind you, if you have any questions about anything we're talking about here, the quilt behind me, you want to talk about that? This one was the weekend quilt. It released last week. It is called Big Hearted. So this is super fun. So it takes like 4 color families, and ours is made using charm squares, but if you want to make this following the pattern, just cut your squares a different color. You could also make small versions of this as well. But it is a $12 pattern, and I just love it. Isn't it great? Super easy, can be made in a weekend. So that is one of our weekend quilts. You can do a downloadable pattern or a printed pattern available for that. Then let's see. Love Is All You Need, Quilt and Wool Projects. Yep. Mystery Quilt, read comments. Oh, I don't think okay. Sure, I print out my thing and then I forget one of them. Anyway, so one of the ladies did this really cool comment in our Stitch with Lisa Bongean group, and it was about doing a mystery quilt. So we do those now and again, like Unity is going to be a mystery quilt, right? Because you don't know what you're going to make. But I just want you to know that if you do a mystery quilt with Primitive Gatherings, I'm going to hold your hand. I'm going to steer you in the right direction. I'm not going to give you vague things so you don't really like your end of result. So when I say, hey, we're going to do a red, white, and blue colored quilt-along, follow those, or, make those exchanges, like you could do red, white, and green or stuff like that. So just always pay attention to the clues that I give you to make you successful. But the woman who posted really nicely on the group said that, she's a little leery, she's been burned before, but she jumped in and she really, really loved how it turned out. So I just want to always put that in the back of your mind, that if you do something with us that's kind of mystery, or if I tell you to pick your background, just follow my guideline if you want, and you're going to turn out good. Okay? All right. So then I just want to quickly show you my Road to California projects, because I still have a couple openings and a couple classes. So if you're in California and you need something to do during the show, you might want to pop in and take some of my classes. So I have this one here, a punch needle class. So I have 5 different classes, and each one of them is a different technique. Okay, so this one is all about punch needle. I'm going to do this quick. Then we have a wool applique class, and this wool applique class is 2 days. So we're going to have 2 days to do this one. This one is called Spring at Mission Point. So we're going to lay that background, cut all our appliques, and then start sewing on that one. And then we have a hooked rug or punch needle with wool. So this is all wool strips here. So if you're doing these with me, I hope you have all of your supplies. I am bringing a few because there are a few people we did not hear from. And make sure you have your hoops and your frames and all that stuff that was on the supply list. And then we have, I'm looking for, oh, I must not have the mini with me. I'll have to make sure I grab that. So we have Dear Santa, which you all will know really good. So we're doing Dear Santa as a class. We'll work on the triangles in the morning, and then we do stitching in the afternoon on the panel. And then we have Sam the Snowman. So those are the 5 classes, and the 5th one is the mini quilt, which was Fort Mackinac, I think it was called, and it was just this little star and a star, a little mini quilt. So we're just going to be really focusing on the tips and techniques with mini piecing on that one. So those are the 5 projects I'm doing from the 20th. I'm teaching 6 days in a row. So starting on Monday through Saturday. And if you go to Road to California and look at their offerings there, you could possibly still get in those, or just come the day of the class. I will have kits for everything, and we'll figure it out. All right, but if you do any of the quilt kits, you're not going to be starched. So that's the only thing that's kind of a bummer. And that's why I wanted everybody to have their kits ahead of time. So if you do have Sam or the mini or Dear Santa, please starch those ahead of time, because that probably won't going to be hard to do as we go along. Okay, then I want to talk a little bit about the subscription box, where we are with that. Jess, where's that paper you just gave me? Oh, right here. All right, so our quilt subscription box is full temporarily, but because we have a project in there that we were very limited in how many we could do, but Jess figured out, waved her magic wand, and we're just going to move the quilt from homespun to flannel, and we can add about another 100 people to the quilt box. And this is a February quilt box. The quilt is almost going to look exactly the same, but 100 of you are going to be making it out of flannel instead of homespun. So go on our website. That is now open for you to sign up for. And also then the wool box, we are going to start shipping that next week. We're waiting for one little fabric to come in, and that's for the 1-year ongoing. That denim looking fabric is still not here. We're waiting for that. And then Jess also has a thread kit for Serenity, and those will be up as a starter quilt. The quilt is not done yet. There may be a few threads, but I find myself really staying in that color family of what I have picked out. I'm not going to go too far off of what you saw, and I probably will show a little bit more of that stuff when I come back. All right, and that will be up later today if it's not already up.
No,
she's working on it right now. Amy's working on opening up the wool box for 100 more spots, because that is what? Quilt box. Okay. Oh, I said wool. All right, I got it now. Okay, so that's where we are with our wool boxes and quilt boxes. So thank you so much about being persistent about getting in those, and not everybody bailing on us, because it is so fun. All right, and I already talked about the current weekend quilt behind me, and then I'm going to give you a little peek at the mini, because I'm going to be gone and the girls are going to do some other things with you. But on the 23rd, which is, so there is another week in between, this is going to be your mini quilt, and it's using the leftovers off of all of the tower fabrics that you had, or we do have kits for these as well. So this is, it's called Glitter Girls. So we gotta ask Alicia what Glitter Girls is. Does anybody know what Glitter Girls is? I asked some of these younger girls here with little girls, and they have no idea. So
They are at Target.
they are at Target.
They look like a little, almost like an American doll, almost kind of. But
Okay.
I don't know. I don't do dolls.
All right. Okay. Look at my shirt matches mine. And I found this. Did anybody visit the new Sierra stores? You guys go to there yet?
Sure.
It's awesome, right? $22 I paid for this monster.
You can almost fall in there.
I know. But the best part about this bottle is what? I get to put stickers on it. Yay. Look at, I get to fill it all up. That's the best part. Okay.
Hey, Lisa, can they order your sweatshirt?
Nope. Got to
They
come
want your
here.
sweatshirt.
We're working on your guys' stuff. I promise. I promise. Yes, it's so cool, isn't it? Look at how long it is. And it's got like that ripped hem. You got to come and stay at the gathering. That's how you get one of these. Oh, sorry.
Oh.
Okay.
Can I just say something real quick?
Yeah.
I saw a couple questions. If you are already in the quilt box, you're going to get the homespun version. It's just those people who are starting to sign up now, they will get the alternate version.
It's really not an alternate version.
No, it's the same pattern, and I think it's going to look just as cool.
Yeah.
But for those of you that are already in, you will be getting the homespun.
Yeah, just the new sign-ups are going to get the flannel version. But it's still going to be awesome, and it's a super fun quilt. And you're going to hear more about it because I am very intimate with this quilt right now. I'm hand quilting it. Yes, yes, yes. And I love every minute of it. I try to do at least an hour every morning. I am over half done with it already. So maybe this weekend, maybe I can pound her out before I go. Oh, that's right. What?
You were going to do a video on it.
Oh. Well, we have time to do a video. Yeah, I won't finish it then.
There we go.
I'll finish it when I get back. Oh, I'm off the hook. Okay, are we ready to talk about Unity? Everybody is all like, whoa, where's all the information about Unity? There's not a lot. There's not a lot. Okay, so this is what we have for you. By the end of the day, we're going to have a little cover for your notebook or your thing. We are going to have a letter that you can print out some stuff. This is the letter that went out with our charm squares. So even if you're not doing that, we're going to put this information on lisabongean.com. So this is where you're going to get these PDFs under the Unity Quilt-Along. Okay? And then this is the best part. Zoom in, please. All right, so this is a progress chart. And we have 52 weeks, but we really only need 50, but we're starting right now. So you can take a week of vacation somewhere. It's allowed. All right, so I've done this for you, and this is the things. So I want you to pull your 9 fabrics. So you're going to need 9 lights and 9 darks. So here's my week 1. 9 lights, 9 darks. We cut 6 inches in our kits. You will get by with 5 inches. But we like to give plenty of fabric because I don't want, and you're going to trim these a little bit or not, but you see how they fit very easily on this charm square. You got plenty of room. So once that's off, that's how much room you got. See how much? Lots left over. Okay. So we need these. So you're going to pull your 9 lights and your 9 darks. You're going to starch them. You're going to press them. Then you are going to put your triangle paper on and you are going to stitch them. And then you are going to cut them apart. Then you are going to clip off your dog ears. And then you're going to post a picture when you have all of this done. So this is our weekly for the first 8 weeks anyways, or until our background comes in, however that looks. This is what we're going to see on our Stitch with Lisa Bongean. So I want you to post like week 1, and then I want you to show your fabrics. If you put this in here, that's good too somewhere. You know, that can be in the picture. So I know that you purchased that. All right, so you do need 8 packs of these to do 445 sets. That's how many you need for this whole thing. So you're going to do 9 sets each week. But total, if you want to like work ahead and gather from your stash, or as you're purchasing this year, you know that you can always be collecting throughout the year, but you need darks and lights. Okay? Doesn't matter what your background is. So I'm going to pause here for a minute, and you're going to tell me what questions we have.
Does it matter if we press to the light or the dark fabric?
I would always press to the dark, but it's not going to matter, I don't think. All of mine are always pressed to the dark.
When does the fabric start to ship? Unless you talk about that.
February.
End of February.
End of February. So that's why I'm saying the first 8 weeks, we're just going to be sewing triangles. And hey, you're welcome to sew ahead, because there's going to be times where you don't have time to sew. So then you can have what I have here. Okay. So so the girls made a boo-boo when they cut this one. So they cut off the top. So see how I have some here so I have some extra ones here that I can use. So I've just baggied them up right now as I get them done. That's just what I'm doing right now, if I sew ahead. So you're more than welcome to sew ahead, and you still can sew ahead if you're getting our charms from the subscription that you're in all year long, because you're going to get 4 sets at a time. So you can sew like 4 sets ahead. You're not going to be able to get all of them done, but you know, that's just how it goes if you don't want to pull from your own collection of fabrics. All right, any other questions?
Can the half square triangles be like all scrappy, or should they be uniform like you are saying? If you need 8 half square triangles, do they have to all be the same fabric, or can they be different colors?
Well, you would vary off with a quilt design if you don't have sets of 4. So you need 4 of the same. But so I don't know if that's like they have like extra triangles left over from stuff, and they want to know if they can use them. And I don't quite understand. Maybe be a little bit more clear on that question. Yes.
Can you use 8 by 10 sheets of triangle paper? She just so happens to have 2 packages.
If you're using your own fabrics, yes, that will work. You just need to sew. So you're going to have 8 out of each fabric. So I don't know what the strip is. Do you get 10 out of a strip of 1-inch ones?
I think so.
Yeah. Okay. Or you could just cut one off so you only have 8 in the strip. So yeah, they would work, but you wouldn't have charms.
And can you reiterate on what size and type of papers they need?
Okay, so we need 1-inch finished half square triangle papers, and we have them configured for our charm squares because that's how we cut our kits. The lady's asking, we have them in a strip on a whole sheet that you can cut the strips apart. She wants to know if she can use those because she has 2 packs. And my answer would be yes, if your fabric's in strips as well. You can't if you're using the charm square, so they will not work. Okay. And you need 8 packs of these total to do the 445. A couple other things that are going to really help you are my little rulers here, the itty bitty ace, for trimming and for cutting apart. And I also, the 5 by 15 works really nice too. But for the triangle paper, this is my favorite right here for cutting apart all that charm square paper. This one works as well. But to me, I like to be able to hold on to this like this. Okay.
So when you're using the papers, do you put the light on the top and the dark on the bottom, or vice versa?
Okay. All right. So all of the instructions come right here. You got to read these right here. Everything is there. So don't lose that top sheet, but I will explain it for you. All right. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a light and we're going to take a dark. So I have one of each here. We are going to put those right sides together. And because we starched, you can tell that this is not a perfect square anymore. It's a little bit longer on one side than it is on the other. So you match up the ones so that you can tell which side shrunk. So it only shrinks one way. So see that? Now the light is on top. You can trim this if you want, but it's definitely, I wouldn't waste my time trimming this, all right? Because you can lay this on here and you know, as long as you got it on there, you're going to stitch on all of the dashed lines. So you're going to do 2 squares all the way around. You're going to go that way, and then you're going to go inside and do that way. And then you're going to cut on all of the solid lines. But I just want to go back to one more other point about when you're stitching, you want to really lower or shorten your stitch length to about half of what you normally stitch at. So I usually stitch at a smidge under 2. You want to go about 1. Somebody walking on the roof? They're all looking at each other. All right, so that is what you're going to do. And you need 9 sets of these each week. Okay? And that's how we're going to go along the whole year, doing 9 sets of them at a time. And then you can use this chart and be like, okay, yes, I pulled for 3 weeks. I've only got 2 weeks starched. You know, so you can use this to find out where you're at. Sorry. So this is a free download on lisabongean.com under the Unity Quilt-Along tab. And it's not there now. Don't be running there right now. By the end of the day, Heidi must work in complete and calmness. When all these meetings today have been taking place,
Hey, there's a lot of details I gotta get correct.
she wants to make sure she gets them right. Okay? I don't blame her. All right. So that is Unity for now. A little bit further along, when I get bored, we're going to start, I might have you start piecing some little mini blocks. And then when the background comes, then we're going to stitch big blocks. Okay? But we just got a little bit of time to wait for those big backgrounds to come. So you have plenty, and you know what? This is not going to be the only project you're working on. You're going to work, that's what's fun about this, is you work a little bit and then you go work on all your other things, you know, quilt box, wool box, all that other stuff. So this is just a little add-in quilt that we do because at the end of the year you have, oh, this is what I did in 2025. I made Unity, and we named it Unity because we're doing this together. All right, we are uniting together to stitch and to get little bits done every day or every week toward our goal of finishing this beautiful quilt. We don't want to take over your whole sewing room and everything that you already got going on, because I know you're just like me and you have more things to sew and you don't know what to do. All right, but it's always fun to do these little quilt-alongs. All right, anything?
I had something, but I forgot.
Because I talked too long, didn't I? Yeah.
Did she kind of clarify, like, color? A lot of questions are colorways.
There's one thing about, like, if they were choosing to talk about background, if they choose their background, should it be they want to know if it should be a medium color.
No, you can pick whatever background you want.
Overall, just talk about all.
Right. Okay. So the background color. What's that?
What's the finished size?
Big. Let me look. I think I might have something. I'll look in a minute to see what the finished size is. But if you don't need anything big, you can make 2 small quilts. All right. I had it somewhere.
I have it, at least I just don't.
That was like 99 by 99.
It is
Yeah.
98 by 98.
Yeah, 98 by 98. It is. that's without like big borders. So if you really, really, really want a big, big king board, just order more fabric for borders. Because I don't think we have like big borders on this. I think it's just regular little border, you know. It doesn't need big, big borders. But yes, if you want one of these sweatshirts, you got to come to the gathering, get this pretty color.
So the question, is there a hashtag for social media? Why don't we just call it?
Heidi will put one in.
Hashtag Unity Quilt.
Unity, hashtag Unity Quilt. Okay. Unity QAL, so they know it's a quilt along. Hashtag Unity QAL. Big, all capitals, Q, capital A, capital L.
Put it in the comments.
Heidi will put it in the comments and we'll put it in our blog post. See, that's why we didn't post it yet. You never know what we're going to add to it. Okay. So that mostly is Unity. I'll just got a couple other little sneak peeks I want to give you. But remember, I promised I wasn't going to talk all day like I did last time. There is no comment sold today. Jess was in meetings all morning, so she didn't get that together. So maybe tomorrow? Who knows? Who knows? It is a big quilt, and it is going to be so fun. And every time you look at this quilt, you're going to just lose your mind because it's so gorgeous. Okay? Heidi's got some prizes for me. But I want to show you one other thing because I love it when I read nice comments. I don't like it when I read crappy comments. But I love it when somebody wrote that they just absolutely adored the this one, the barn. So this is our February. Well, actually, is it our February? Yeah.
It's the one that went out in January for February.
Yes. So this is the one that just went out this month for February. So we call it February, but it goes out in January. Isn't it beautiful? And I know I moved this, but. Sorry, Kaylee. I keep turning it. There. And I'm working on marches right now. I'm having way too much fun with this stuff. Okay. So remember, sets of 9. Light and dark is a set. 9 is a set. So that's week 1. That's here it looks again. I'll just give it to you again. There they all are, all nice and pretty. And then once you're done with this, you don't need to photograph this. You've already done it, right?
I took a picture of it.
Yeah. So then this is what you do when you're done. And then it goes in your baggie or whatever you're doing, waiting for your next instructions. I did all that work. That probably took me 10 minutes. But I don't want to lose any more of them. So I'm going to put them in my triangle paper bag here. And I do want to clarify that when we say triangle papers, this is not paper piecing. I do not care for paper piecing. This comes off before the triangles go into the quilt. Paper piecing, you do all this big thing, and then you have to tear all the paper off. I don't like that. All right, back. So this technically, even though it's paper, is not paper piecing. It's like a, I don't even want to say foundation, but it's just a tool. It's a guide to make perfect 1-inch half square triangles that will be 1.5. How I showed you, they're 1.5 until they're in the quilt. So this is always finished size. When you say 1-inch triangle paper, that means 1-inch finished. And when you make them, they are 1.5, but when they're in the quilt, then they're 1-inch finished, because you have to have a 1/2 inch seam allowance for everything that we do in our quilting. All right, are y'all ready to set to go? Heidi will get you your little things by the end of the day. So I'm going to cut out early here today so she can get working on that. All right, any other thing before we go? Before we go? No? We're good?
If they have any other questions, they can always call the shop.
Yep, call the shop if you have any questions. They did go out in the mail though, right?
On Monday.
All of your Charm Square squares shipped on Monday. So you'll be getting them soon. Okay?
One last thing about the
All right.
charm paper. I've seen it a couple times. Is they're asking if they should leave the paper on until they sew the blocks for when you use your charm papers.
Nope.
But once you're done making it, you peel it off and move on.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you look at I'll show you here. None of these have the paper on. The paper comes off. It's one of the steps. So you're going to press this. When it's has the paper on, it looks like this with the paper on. The paper will be on there. All right. You press this to the dark. Then you're going to peel the paper off. So you're going to go in here and you're going to pull it off. You're going to hang on to that seam, pull that paper off. We do have tons of videos out there on triangle paper. Okay, so can we put one of those somewhere, Heidi?
Yeah.
A link in Unity
Sure.
on how to do half square triangle papers. Okay.
And you have a specific video that you would like me to use, or?
We'll find one.
Yeah.
I'll look with you. All right. And it's super simple. So then that paper comes off. Then you clip off the dog ears, and now they're ready to go. So now you pack them away. In a couple weeks, we will give you some more instructions. So always watch our blog. If you're not signed up for the blog, get signed up for the blog. The blog is where all the important information goes out to you in an email. And then we talk about it on our lives. And you can always go to the Quilt-Along page where Heidi always posts in there as well.
Can I make another thing?
Yep.
Make sure under our video that they're watching now,
Yes.
we have a video description. All of that information is literally listed right there.
Okay.
With links and everything. So check out the video description.
Yes. So if you didn't hear that, because Kaylee ain't mic'd, right? So underneath the description, when you go to YouTube and there's that little mini description and then it says like read more, click on that. All right. When you open that up, all of that information is stored there. And we spend a lot of time putting that there for you. So anything, links to the website to buy the charm squares, links to videos. Here's a video on how to do the papers. All right. So all of that is listed underneath there. And we take the time to do it. So please take the time to read it if you always have lots of questions. A lot of them are answered there. Good? Okay. We're all good. We're all good to go. Let's pick these winners. All right. So our winners today are going to be just Heidi's Prize Patrol things. And then next week, we are going to pick a winner off of social media who posts their 9 sets of 8 half square triangles. That's hard to remember. There's a lot of little numbers in there. All right. 9 sets, just like I showed you, right? That's what we want to see each week with your different half square triangles. Don't just keep posting the same one. We're going to catch you on that. All right. So our winners are Sherry H, Sheree, Paula Knock, and Sandra Hagen. You have won this week. Please email Heidi your physical address and she will send you out some prizes. All right, we got lots to do here. Everybody get ready, stitch some half square triangles, and meet us back here where every stitch tells a story. Thank you, everybody.